Being the strong one comes at a cost most women don't talk about. Welcome to day 72. I'm Dr. Nicole, and today we're talking about the hidden cost of being the strong one, the role that many women carry without ever choosing it, and the toll it takes on their well being, the toll it takes on their relationships, and the toll it takes on their feminine energy. If you're the person everyone calls in a crisis, if you're the one who holds everything together, if you've been told you're so strong so many times it has become your identity, this video is for you. Because strength without softness is not strength, it's survival. And you deserve so much more than survival. The first hidden cost of being the strong one is emotional suppression. When you're the strong one, you learn to push through pain without processing it, comfort others while hiding your own distress, and minimize your struggles so that others don't worry. You also learn to perform strength even when you're depleted. This costs you so many things, such as your emotions don't disappear when you suppress them, they just go underground. Suppressed emotions show up as physical symptoms like headaches, digestive issues, and chronic tension. They emerge as irritability, reactivity, or emotional numbness. They create a growing disconnection from your authentic self. The psychological truth is that emotional suppression requires enormous energy. Every emotion you push down takes resources to keep it contained down there. As a result, you're exhausted not just from what you're doing, but from the constant energy and effort of not feeling. So, what does healing look like? It looks like giving yourself permission to feel without judgment, processing emotions instead of bypassing them, finding safe spaces to be vulnerable, and understanding that feeling deeply is strength, not weakness. The second hidden cost is over responsibility. Responsibility can look like taking on problems that belong to others, fixing situations that are not yours to fix, managing everyone's emotions and reactions, and feeling guilty when others struggle, even if it's not your fault. This comes from usually childhood roles like the parentified child, the oldest sibling, or the family mediator. There's cultural conditioning where women are caretakers, trauma responses where you say, if I control everything, nothing bad will happen. And then you have an identity built around being needed. And this costs you. It costs you in the weight you carry that was never meant to be yours. You enabling others by not letting them develop their own capacity. You resenting the people you're helping because you never asked to be responsible for them. You lose yourself in everyone else's needs. The shift you need to make is knowing that you are responsible for yourself and to others. However, you're not responsible for others. This means that you can care without carrying. You can support without solving. You can love without losing yourself. You can be present without being responsible for all the outcomes of everyone else's life. The third hidden cost is the burnout cycle that comes from being the strong one. This cycle looks like you push through exhaustion because others need you. You ignore your body signals for rest. You give more than you have to give. And then you crash when your body forces you to stop. Then you feel guilty about crashing, but you push through again as soon as you're able to. And this cycle continues because your identity is tied to being strong and capable. Resting feels like failing, and others have come to depend on you for your constant availability. You actually don't know who you are when you're not handling things. And the cost is chronic physical health issues, mental health struggles like anxiety and depression, relationship problems from resentment and disconnection, and the loss of joy and spontaneity. It's like you feeling like you're living for others, not yourself. Breaking this cycle requires not just rest, but identity work. That is understanding that your worth is not tied to your capacity to handle everything. Strong ones often deflect offers of help with, I'm fine, I've got it, or they minimize their needs, like, it's not a big deal, or they feel uncomfortable being cared for. Then they don't know how to ask for what they need, or they feel guilty when others do things with them. And this happens because being strong means not needing anything in so many people's minds. Receiving feels vulnerable and therefore unsafe. You've been the giver for so long that you don't know how to receive, and you fear that needing things makes you a burden. But this costs you things like isolation. You're surrounded by people, but you feel alone. Exhaustion. You're always giving, but never refilling. Disconnection. Real intimacy requires vulnerability and receiving. And resentment. You give up everything, but receive nothing in return. The truth is, your inability to receive isn't protecting you, it's actually isolating you. The fifth and deepest hidden cost is having your entire identity tied to being strong. When strength is your identity, you don't know who you are when you're not handling something. Vulnerability feels like identity loss, and asking for help feels like becoming someone else. Rest feels like losing yourself, and softness feels like betraying who you are. The danger is when your identity is built on a role rather than your authentic self, you'll do anything to maintain that role, even at the cost of your health, your relationships, your joy, your body. You create problems to solve because solving is how you feel valuable. You can't accept compliments that aren't about your capability. You feel lost during periods of rest or ease, and you're more comfortable in crisis than in calm. The deeper question is, who are you when you're not being strong for everyone else? Now let's reframe what strength actually means. True strength includes softness. Strength is knowing when to ask for help, being vulnerable enough to let people in, feeling your emotions without being controlled by them, resting without guilt, receiving care gracefully. Receiving is strength because it requires vulnerability. It requires trust and the courage to let your guard down. Support is not weakness, it's actually wisdom. And the strongest people in the world have support systems. They understand that no one achieves anything significant alone. The reframe is that I'm strong enough to be soft. I'm strong enough to ask for help. I'm strong enough to rest. I'm strong enough to be vulnerable. I'm strong enough to let others carry some of the weight. This reframe doesn't diminish your strength, it expands it. It adds dimensions to your strength that make you more whole, more sustainable, and more genuinely powerful. Here's how you can start releasing the strong one identity. Let someone help you today. Accept an offer of assistance without deflecting. Share something real with someone that you trust, not your strength or your struggle. Rest without earning it. Take a break before you're exhausted. Say, I need to someone who cares about you, and practice expressing your needs. Notice the guilt that comes up and remind yourself that receiving is strength. Listen, you don't have to carry everything. Actually, you were never meant to carry everything. The weight you've been carrying, some of it was never yours to begin with. You can be strong and soft. You can be capable and supported. You can be resilient and vulnerable. That's not weakness, that's wholeness. Tell me in the comments, what's one burden you're ready to put down? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Dr. Nicole.